So before we get started making any invoices or any estimates, we need to add products and or services first. So let's go ahead and do so now. Clicking on the Products tab will navigate us to our Products section in our dashboard. We're going to go ahead and create a product named Tire. Moving further along, we have an SKU. This can be used for any kind of inventory tracking. You can feel free to skip this section, or you can go ahead and enter a random number. Over here, we're going to enter our sales price. So let's say, for example, the tire, we're going to want to sell it at $100. Here we enter our purchase price. This is simply how much you pay to acquire the tire to your wholesale manufacturer or vendor, and it is useful for utilizing PayMatter's expense tracking features. So let's say we got it for $80. In the Categories tab, we can go ahead, add a tires category, or if we don't have any categories available, you can just click on the button New Category and create a new category. Below, we have the tax category. You can feel free to leave that blank if tax is already included in your price, or you can click on New Category and create your proper tax rate. Here, we'll add a description. Test product named Tire. And we'll go ahead and save it. Now, as you can see, we're taken back to the products dashboard. We see the name of our product here, the creation date, what category, the SKU, any tax relevant information, our purchase price, and our sales price. We can click on the product if we want to edit it furthermore, or we can hit this little edit icon over here, which will navigate us back to the same screen. And let's just say, for example, we wanted to go ahead and add a tax rate. So we're going to go ahead and enter just a basic made-up tax rate. Save that. Excellent. Navigate back to products, and if we wanted to delete a product, we can simply hit the delete icon here. And if we wanted to search for a product, we can enter it here. And as you can see, any relevant products are then highlighted. By navigating to the Services tab, you'll see that it's very similar to the Products tab. To add a new service, we will simply click on New Service. It will navigate us to the Add Service field, and we'll go ahead and add a service. So let's say, for example, we're going to add tire rotation. Once again, you can enter a random SKU number, or feel free to skip it. Let's say it's $150 to do a tire rotation, and the cost of us doing it is about $50. Here, we can go ahead, add a category of hourly services, add our tax rate, and add a short description. Excellent. We'll save it and we'll move forward. Moving forward to the Sales and Expenses tab of PayMatter. Over here, we have our Sales tab. By clicking on Sales, we further expand the available options and features in PayMatter. By clicking on Estimates, we are taken to the Estimate tab. Let's go ahead and create a new estimate. By clicking on the New Estimate button, you'll be taken and prompted to create a new estimate. Here you'll find your customers. If you do not have a customer yet, or you want to add a new customer, you can go ahead and add a new customer. Let's add a new customer now. We'll save our customer, and they will populate right here. And as you can see, similar to the products and services, we have a creation date, a phone number, a billing address, shipping address, and we can edit it by clicking on that person, clicking the pencil icon, or hitting the X to delete. Now back to our estimates, we're going to go ahead and once again click Create New Estimate. Here we have our customer now created. We're going to go ahead and select the customer. It'll pre-fill out the fields for you. Over here, we're going to select our currency. For any international uses, you can feel free to add your own currency, or since we're in the US, we're going to select dollar. Reference number, you can feel free to enter in a random number, or just let PayMatter do the auto generation for you. We'll enter in a date, and we'll say that this estimate expires the 31st, and if there's an order number, feel free to enter it now. Here, we can add our item. By selecting the category over here, we can switch between products and services. Let's add our tire product. Let's say they're going to buy 4 tires at a price of $100. If this is a favorite customers of yours, you can feel free to give a 10% discount perhaps. Here's the total price. We're going to go ahead and now click on description and say price for 4 tires. Hit continue. And as you can see, down below your discount was applied. Let's go ahead and add a service to this. Here we have our quantity, our price, our discount, and let's go ahead and give the same 10% discount. Add a description to the service. We can now save this, And now invoice is ready to send as is if you choose to do so. Or if you'd like, you can go ahead in the notes and terms section and add notes. We hit save, and our invoice is now ready to send. Over here in the invoice preview or estimate preview tab, we have a couple of options. We have a customer preview, which by clicking on it will take us to the customer preview of the invoice. We have our print button, which by clicking on it will take us to a printable PDF version of the invoice, which you may then choose to print to retain a physical copy of or to give to your customer upon arrival. Navigating back into PayMatter, you also have the print and download options here below. Great, now you're ready to send your estimate. So we'll go ahead and click on the approval. We see a message prompting us, letting us know that our estimate has now been approved, and then now we move forward. We can go ahead and click the send button. And once that's said and done, we can go ahead and mark the invoice as accepted and or declined. For this purpose, we'll say the customer accepted it. Amazing. We now have an invoice that has been accepted by the customer. Moving forward to the invoices portion of PayMatter. Invoices work very similar to estimates. Here, we can go ahead and create a new invoice. Very similar to the estimates field, we'll simply enter our customer information, enter any other relevant information, enter a due date, add our items, and then go ahead and save it. Similar to the Estimates tab, you can add a note here, save it, and now we're ready to go to the Recurring Invoices tab of PayMatter. Now, recurring invoices are a little bit different from our ordinary invoices. Here, we can set a start date and an end date. Basically, what this is doing is telling PayMatter to bill your client on a recurring basis. So, here we can set a start date of January 1st, and we can set the time. Let's say, for example, you have an end date. Let's say we're going to go ahead and bill this client for the next couple of months. Here we'll set an end date and end time. 000 just means that client will be billed at midnight on that date. Say, for example, you don't want to bill them on an indefinite basis, you can go ahead and select your sending frequency. Let's go ahead and select weekly. Down below, once again, we'll select our customer name. We'll select our currency, and very similar to the Estimates tab, we'll enter in any relevant information. We'll add a product and or a service. This is a tire. You can add a discount here, similar to any other section. Go ahead and save it. You can add a note as always, and then we'll go ahead and click on save. Over here, we have two options available. You have the option available to set a new goal or track a new income. By clicking the Set a New Goal tab, we'll be navigated towards a menu and tab where we can set our goal. Let's say, for example, we want to set a goal of hitting $100,000 in sales. Here is where we'll enter the amount. We'll start this goal on the 1st of June, and we'll end it on the 1st of July. Saving, we'll go ahead. And here we have our goal. Amount to reach $100,000. Start, end, we can edit and or delete, and we have our progress tracker right here. Additionally, we can click the new income, and let's say, for example, you had an income that was not tracked within PayMatter. You can go ahead and track it manually here. Similar to the bank tab, you'll go ahead and fill out any relevant information. You can select your customer, any reference numbers, select your bank account, cash on hand, sales, and the description is a test income, and then click the save button. Moving forward, we have the Credit Notes tab underneath the Sales section in PayMatter. Credit notes are for whenever you would like to issue a note of credit, a credit, or some kind of courtesy gift to your clients. By clicking on the top right-hand corner, New Credit Note, we're prompted to create a credit note. Here we can select what invoice we want to create a credit note for, the amount of credit we would like to give to that person, the date of the credit, and we can say this is a courtesy credit note for an amazing client. Save, and where we have our credit note, which means that this person has $50 now applied to their invoice. Finally, in the Sales section, we have our Customer tab. And this is pretty self-explanatory and straightforward. Here we can use this tab to track all of our customers, search for them, or add new customers. And that concludes our sales section of PayMatter. Please stay tuned for the next section in which we'll be going over the expenses tab.